Alexa, play Shake Up Christmas by Train. Yes, I do have Alexa.
Shake Up Christmas by Train from Spotify.
Shake up the happiness. Wake up the happiness. Shake up the happiness. It's Christmas time. Hey everyone, it's Michaela here and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, then welcome to my channel. And welcome to my living room and my wonderful Christmas tree and this chair I'm sitting in. Because I was going to do this video standing because, you know, anxiety makes me not want to sit on a spot. School is torture, but it's okay. Let's get right into it. I'm going to talk about my experience with anxiety. I was diagnosed when I was younger. Actually, it started off, I was diagnosed when I was 5 years old with selective mutism. And this was also because my parents kind of split up and it just like affected me. 5 years old, I had my selective mutism. I just had a hard time talking to people and it was just scary. You know, I go to school and I just had a hard time making friends. And there was this one girl, we became friends, and she actually reached out to me because like I was just so shy and quiet, and a lot of people would be like, "You're so quiet," and I'd be like, "No, I'm quiet." And then I get home and I'm just like not quiet. Like I was just yak. I just go on and on and on and on. It's just like at my house, I need to talk. At school, I'm like, I don't want to talk. So it's like selective mutism. So I'll be like mute at school, like volume, like high blast at my house, just blah, 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 going on, rambling about anything. And I feel like that's because my anxiety, that it makes me just like have a lot to say, and I'm just like everything it's going on in my brain's just like one thought, another thought, and it's just like coming out of my mouth, like everything I'm thinking, it's a lot. And then in the first grade, my mom actually threw me a birthday party with a bouncy castle, invited my whole class over, which I was like, ooh, scary, but it honestly helped me get out of my shell and kind of helped me with that selective mutism and that like, anxiety. So I started to get more outgoing. I was still pretty shy, and whenever I almost said coworkers, I meant classmates, whenever they would hear me talk, they're like, oh my gosh, she talks. I heard her talk. And I was just like, yeah, I talk. Anyway, as elementary school went on, you know, I still have anxiety, right, and just very nervous, and I was way too shy to stand up for myself. And I find a lot of my friends were very bossy, and it was like, you can't talk to them, like they're trying to steal you away from me, like you're like possessive. Looking back, some of y'all were pretty possessive. Middle school came, I made this new friend, and a lot of my elementary school friends were like, she's trying to replace us, like that girl's stealing you away from us. And I was trying to stand up for myself, and I couldn't even say it because I was so nervous. I like cried. It was like 6th grade, I'm like crying because I'm just like, I can be friends with whoever I want, and just tears in my, because I was like choking on my, choking on my words because like I can't, like it's so nerve-wracking. And presentations were the worst. Some people have the kind of anxiety where they love public speaking, but then outside of that, they're just like I was watching this TED Talk about this person who had anxiety, and they love being on the stage. The anxiety is just gone. They're so confident. And then they get off the stage and you talk to them afterwards and they're all timid and anxious and nervous. Yeah, no, I'm more timid, anxious, nervous, speaking in front of people and talking to people. It's just timid and nervous everywhere, except for my house. That's when I was most confident. Yak. Get to school, timid, scared, no. Just like, no. As middle school went on, I became more outgoing and, you know, actually talked to people. People stopped saying, oh my gosh, she actually talks. They're like, yeah, we're not surprised. We know she talks. But it's still very nerve-wracking. There's some people that I feel like they just didn't like me, and I was just so anxious. Like, everyone hates me. Like, they're all mean, and I don't like middle school, and I hate school, and I don't want to go to school, and just, if somebody looked at me the wrong way, I was like, they don't like me. Or they just were very quiet to me or something maybe. I'm just like, they don't like me. They hate me. Like, overthinking, not fun. Anyway, as the end of middle school went on, I started liking this guy a lot, and I liked him until like the 10th grade. So, long crush, that's for sure. Probably the longest one I ever had. I liked him. I was very nervous speaking to him. It was terrible. Like, I was just feeling my stomach so nervous. My heart was, I feel like that's normal though when you like someone and you're not that outgoing. It was like significantly scary. Like, more so than normal. Some people eventually, they got that fear like never went away. I was like, I can't talk to him, like I'm gonna die. Eventually that crush ended, and I was just like, yeah, he's a waste of time. Why did I bother? Maybe I had a reason to be nervous. Maybe that was like God's way of being like, nah, you don't need him. There's better for you. And not too long later in the 10th grade, I actually met my now ex-boyfriend. We were together for about 9 months. I still had anxiety in that relationship for sure. I think I had reasons to not trust him though. He was kind of a player. And he was a player before we were together, during, and probably after. But anyway, that's all right. I'm glad it didn't work out because we are better apart. Just like I found someone else, we good. Be better anyway. My boyfriend now, Ashton, is great. So yeah, my anxiety just throughout high school was pretty bad too. And I would always compare myself to other females. I've gotten better with it, but I just used to compare myself. I'd be like, I'm so ugly, look at her, she's all pretty, she gets all the boys, I get nobody, I'm a loser, and all this stuff. And that definitely came from my anxiety, and it just, affected my relationship with myself, because sometimes it's hard to love yourself when you have a mental illness. It's really hard, but I'm learning, and I've learned, that it's a waste of time to compare yourself. Just love yourself and try your best, and if you've got to get a counselor, you got to take medication, do it. I've actually never taken medication. I've never seen a counselor. I've talked to people, friends and stuff, but I've never had a counselor. But YouTube is my therapist. And also, during high school, my grad year, when I started working at McDonald's, I definitely had anxiety there too. When it was like starting all over. I did not want to talk whenever I worked there at McDonald's. When I first worked there, I was just so quiet, so timid, and I just didn't want to talk to anybody. I was just nervous, because new situation, change is weird, and it's hard for some people with anxiety. They don't like change. I didn't. I still don't really like change that much. It freaks me out. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I've gotten better with my adapting. Eventually, I got more comfortable with McDonald's, and now I feel like that's one of the only places I feel confident. It took me a long time to also, for calling people, I still don't really like calling that much because I feel so judged. It's gotten better. Before I didn't want to do it. I was like, don't call me, just text me. I don't want to call. Like, just nerve-wracking, and like emails and that. I'm just like, no, I don't like this. But I've gotten better with it. I actually like to call now. Kind of still makes me a little bit awkward when there's people around. I just don't like calling. And also, something I still do need to work on is the overthinking, like thinking people don't like me, and thinking, someone looks at me, like on my bad days when people look at me the wrong way, I'm just like, I don't want to cry. And just like, if somebody says something to me that doesn't sound like, maybe they just have a serious tone or something, I'll just get so like sad, and I just want to cry, and I want to go home and just cry. I don't have as many bad days like my bad days are starting to get a bit better now, and I definitely feel like having a relationship with God has helped. And I don't mean to sound preachy or anything like that, but praying really helps me, and just like, reading the Bible and that, it really helps me with my anxiety. And people are going to judge me for saying this, but you know what? I've gotten to that point in my life where I don't care if you judge me for my faith. I'm proud of my faith, and I think it's really helped me with my mental health issues. And that is my story about my experience with anxiety, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, click that like button, comment down below if you relate, and how do you deal with your anxiety? What do you do? And don't forget to subscribe and click that button, and to get notified when I post my next video. And I hope you all have a great day, night, or whatever time zone you're in, and just remember that your anxiety or your depression or any mental health issue that you have, borderline personality, anything like that, does not make you less of a person. Because you know what? It actually makes you very strong, that you are able to battle with your mind on a daily basis and still, get things done. And even if some days you don't get stuff done, it happens. Mental illness is just so mentally tiring. It's a lot of mental energy. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!